My people, welcome back to BMS channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. Now, I'm bringing this news for you people to watch. P2B has given Atiku Abubakar condition in order to accept the merger. Guys, I'll be dropping this video for you people to watch and see what P2B have to say about the merger of LP and PDP. But before I drop this video, there is one thing I love about Baba Dati. Baba Dati, who is the vice presidential candidate of Mr. Peter Obi in the just concluded 2023 presidential election. Guys, I'll be dropping this video for you guys to see how Dati Baba Ahmed washed down Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his crew. And not just that, also where Mr. Peter Obi himself is also washing down or humiliating those who say that he never built a school when he was the governor of Anambra State. Guys, watch these videos, how Dati Baba humiliated Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Watch the video. But remember, if this is your first time of watching our channel, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, like our video, share our video, and please don't fail to turn on the notification bell in order to be getting our updates. Watch the video, guys.
I am never scared. If only you were playing by the rules and you were clean and you were winning your elections, I could be scared of you. If you were legit, I would be scared of you. I would respect you, actually, if you were legit. You see, your own Tunji Oseni, I remember clearly just before the final, after the declaration, and he says, so you think you've won what? So brazenly, break the law, do what you feel like. What do you think you have won? I'm not impressed by someone calling himself a president when I can see through him and know that through his history there is a fake certificate. There was for future, there were many things I don't want to talk about now. I'm not scared about a so-called number two, whom I don't want to talk about. People fallen, people failed surprisingly, and I can never be intimidated or scared by people who do not play by the rules. Look, you're talking about 9 years. I would tell you that for 24 years, the ongoing president was in control of Lagos. We defeated him in Lagos, and you have the results. APC and PDP did not have 60% of the Labour Party votes in FCT that they are ruling. So I am never scared, because we are if we're in a democracy, it is the people's power that we use. And we're using the people's power, not the armored tanks of the Nigerian army, which belongs to the Nigerian people, not the barrels of the gun, not the tear gas that the Nigerian people are afraid of. Okay? So at any day, if there is an election again, believe you me, the come out will defeat them. It's left for them to go and twist the constitution again, change the meaning of English language, 3-letter words, and declare by 4 a.m. with all the dynamics that happened before 4 a.m., which, when we say things are unspeakable, it was unspeakable why it had to be by 4 a.m.
Great. Mr. Obi, critics have accused you of not building schools during your tenure as governor of Anambra State. Can you elaborate on the initiatives that you implemented to improve the educational systems in Anambra during your tenure? And why do you think there's this misconception that's obviously being floated around?
I actually built a lot of, they said building schools. I don't know whether building schools or building infrastructures in school. I don't know what they actually want. If you look at what I've done, I've actually built a lot of schools. But I don't need to answer that. If they read my manifesto, before I became governor, Anambra State was very low in education. In fact, schools were closed for 2 years. People did not go to school. We were low in rating. And while I was there, when I came, if you read my manifesto, what I told you now was areas where I said I'm going to deal with. And we moved from 20-something in number to number 1. Go and get, even today, go and get even cutoff point. Anambra is the highest. But number 1 to today. You know, maybe
what were the specific what reforms that you implemented to achieve that you think that can?
I don't know. I wish any of you are from Anambra State. I wish you are. So you call your town and I tell you what I did in your town in education. All the schools, we have about 500 secondary schools. Let me start with secondary schools.
Okay.
All the 500 secondary schools had what I can call, we computerized. We had buses. We had support in terms of teachers. We had generators to make sure they have light. Those who needed boreholes, we give them boreholes. There's nothing, I don't know how I will start to tell you. I visited all of them at least twice, physically. Look at the infrastructures. Look at what is happening with them. Ensure that they have things that is required for learning. And as I can go on and on. No school, as at the time, maybe it's happening now, no state, I can say categorically in Nigeria, where you were able to equip the schools the way we did. No state. No state will you say the schools had brand new buses too. No school will you say all the secondary schools had generator. No place, when we bought our computers, desktop, everything from HP, which is still there, as at the time, they said no government in Africa have bought this quantity from them. If I did a vice president for Africa and Middle East came the day we launched it they will give it away to schools. So there's a lot of improvement. We put internet in all the secondary schools. So it can go on and on. A university, I built a university college campus in a place called Ibariam from the scratch, cutting the forest. I built a teaching hospital from the fastest teaching hospital ever built in Nigeria was built under my tenure in 2 years from the scratch. It's today in Oka. You can go there. These are things you can see. They're physical. They're not promised and everything. When I started, we didn't have a state library. I built one. It's there in Oka. You can go and see it. And I can go on and on in areas where in health was the same thing. We didn't have one single school of nursing, midwifery, or school of health technology that was accredited. Today, we have over a dozen. They were all supported, accredited while I'm there. So you can go and, these are things that are, I'm telling you the things that are verifiable. You can go and see it. So when somebody comes and says, oh, you didn't build a secondary school. Why do I have to build a secondary school when there's secondary school all over the place that we are in bad shape and protected, and I go and build a new one? That is the problem of Africa. That is the problem because there's corruption. because people want to start their own. If you want, there's so many existing ones. Anambra is not a place where you go and say, oh, there's no secondary school. There are secondary schools all over the place. But they were in bad shape. Their structures, everything have collapsed. Things were not working. There's nothing. So I needed to rebuild them. And I rebuilt them. And if you go there, you see buildings that were all built. If you collect them together, I would have killed about hundreds of secondary schools. But I didn't need to. It's a state I know every community. I visited every community. Now, I didn't say I visited every single community in Anambra State as governor at least twice while I was there. So I know what every community needed, and I provided it. They have secondary schools, visited the secondary school, saw it, saw what they were there, and tried to do something. So I don't need to build a new one. Fantastic. Even at that, there's some new ones that were set up while I was there, and I supported it, and I can show, and I can say, we did this in education. And to prove it, we became number one. If you go to the secondary schools today, they still tell you, Mr. Obi did this, Mr. Obi did this. And since I left over 10 years ago, it is still the same generator that I gave them that they have. It's still the same vehicles that I gave them. It's still the same. So, what else will I do? Well, for me, I commend him, and I'm grateful for his statements, especially where he said he will support me if he goes to the Southeast. On issue of merger, coming together of parties, I always said, as long as any merger or any coming together is for a better Nigeria, for a new Nigeria, for governing properly, and for it. If it's just merger for election or state capture, I'm not part of it. I want to be part of anything. Like I always say, I'm not desperate to be president. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work, especially for the poor people, because we have a lot of potentials. So if the merger is to be able to govern Nigeria properly, unlock all those things that will make Nigeria a better place, and for it, it might be at party level, it might be at individual level, it might be at any level, but we must come together to be able to build a better Nigeria.